Yesterday's release of the new version of the iPhone operating system, iOS 14.5, brings the equivalent of the cookie pop-up that we see on most websites to native apps. Well, almost like that. Because Apple's move to enforce their new App Tracking Transparency Framework, or ATT as they call it, will allow users to opt out of tracking cookies that companies like Facebook have been using to track our activity across the web for years. So how does it impact the advertising business model, and what can you do in your job to benefit from this move and turn that into a competitive advantage? Let's get to it. First of all, it's important to remember that this new app tracking transparency feature made the news this week, but it's not revolutionary. And it's actually just correcting or adjusting some of the decisions that were made in the past. You see, since iOS 6 back in 2012, since then your phone has already been sharing an IDFA, which is this code where the FA literally stands as for advertisers. So it's already using it to track all of the visits across the apps and websites. Alongside that, in following in their vision towards better privacy, Apple has also already taken a strong stand to disrupt this ads tracking. Last year, in its Safari browser, it already blocked all third-party cookies to try and protect users' data. Now, this moves of ATT also very closely aligns with the primary pillar of all those data privacy regulation have been growing up in the last decade, like GDPR in Europe and CCPA in the US, because these days it's all about consent. Apple is not blocking the tracking, it's just giving more control to its users. My personal view is that web and apps would be better without ads anyway. Like, we all prefer to watch Netflix without interruption than watching something on TV, isn't it? No one really likes ads, so whether they're more or less personalized, I don't think it's going to make much difference for most of us. So I think it's a great feature. First of all, it brings more awareness to the data privacy issues and expose even more how companies like Facebook have permeated across the whole internet and building profile around users. And I think it's a good thing overall. And obviously the main difference with the GDPR cookie notice is that you can opt out across all your apps at once. At least if you're on an iPhone. Android users don't have that level of control, but you won't have to click on every single app that you visit, like on the web. So thinking about the other side, I understand Facebook might not be able to build such rich profiles about users, but as a business, you should not rely solely on micro-targeting to attract customers. It's a bit of a flawed model. And I understand if you're running paid campaigns, you want to make sure that every ad dollar that you spend will be as efficient as possible and you'll get good ROI. I know the B2C space heavily relies on this. However, as I've written before, I truly believe that you need to use those compliance rules to build better and more sustainable business model and use that to build stronger relationship with more engaged customers. If you refocus all your efforts on good SEO, which will come from a great user experience and performance, if you keep engaging with valuable content in communities where your customers are hanging out, you will continue to benefit from word-of-mouth recommendation and you will be successful online. And even better than that, you'll start to capture first-party data that customer willingly give you. And from there, you can continue to run all your segmentation, personalization, but it will be with data that you really earned. So you need to remember that the quality of engaged customers will always be much better than the quantity of any ad traffic can bring. And if you're a business that relies on ads to earn some sort of money, it probably means that you already have enough traffic to build a more sustainable model with selling products or some sort of subscription to your service or content. So let me know what you think. Do you feel you will be negatively impacted by this? If so, leave me some comments below and let's continue the discussion. You can watch other videos about data compliance on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe to keep learning with me and grow your career in digital. Until next time, stay safe and see you soon.